Starting. And we're live. I am here with a panel of Generation Z kids, high school kids. So, like, you know, they're intermediary. We're live. Oops. I am here with a panel. I don't know if you heard that, but my, all right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, you know, Generation Z and basically have a chat about that. You know, let's see. Let's start out on the left here. We have this blue tea, and that's top of the top. Top of the top, would you like to introduce yourself to our audience? I found him on, is it like a server, a Discord server I just joined,
Yep.
for like video editing and channels and stuff like that.
Okay. I'm gonna do my introduction. This is gonna be lit. Hey, what's up, and welcome. I'm on this person's channel. Yay. Anyways, I'm as awkward. All right, go ahead.
Right. So even though this is a podcast about Generation Z culture, none of you actually, all of you but one, have a YouTube channel, and none of you talk about like culture or your generation on your YouTube channel. I just want to clarify that for the audience. It's just that like I found you guys on like Discord servers and stuff. So he actually lives, we discovered he lives not that far from me, which is kind of crazy. So he lives here in New York City and he goes to public school, and I don't know, what else do you want to say?
Huh? What? Oh God, me? Okay. Well, I am a YouTuber that lives near this person. Hi, how's it going? And I am someone from the internet.
What
I'm
do you
awkward.
cover on your YouTube channel?
Oh, what am I doing? What? Okay, sorry. I do, for the most part, Minecraft videos. Just straight up. I just do Minecraft videos, and also just random stuff on occasion. Whatever, you know. I mean, I'm loud as hell. So yeah.
Minecraft, you said, yeah.
Minecraft, yes.
All right. And then moving to the right from top of the top, we have Justin Miller, and I found his channel, I think it might even be a year ago now. I found his channel a while back. Because when I actually edit my videos, I mostly use OBS now because I'm lazy and I cheat. But when I actually edit my videos, I use a program called HitFilm Express, which is free. And when I was trying to learn how to do fun stuff with it, I Googled and I found a video from him, and I ended up subscribing to his channel.
All right. All right. So I guess introduction to me. I'm a freelance filmmaker and video editor. I make YouTube videos also. Um, I am 17 years old. I go to a public school in Michigan. I'm like right outside of Grand Rapids. That's basically it.
Okay, and then see, how about James? You didn't even talk before we went live much. Do you want to introduce yourself? I found this guy on
Twitter, baby.
I found him on Twitter by searching for Generation Z conservatives. And I asked everyone if they wanted to join the stream because I was trying to get more Gen Z people.
Yeah, rock and roll. No, call me James, I guess. That's not my real name. None of this is my real stuff. Everything is anonymous because I don't need the shit that I put on the internet coming back to bite me in the ass in a couple of years.
Oh, that's something we can talk about.
Yeah, no, so, everything's permanent.
You live in a suburban area in the Midwest, right?
Midwest, yeah.
Right.
Good old Heartland country.
Then we have Misty, who I don't think they can see. I think I'm seeing on the stream itself, I'm seeing like a black, oh wait, yeah, it's still like that on the stream. I'm seeing a black blob between myself and James, who has the generic no profile picture. So that black blob would be Misty, who on our screen comes up as FBI agent. And he can't talk because his family is in the room, so he's muted. So hopefully he'll be able to join us later. But he does graphics. I found him on the Timmy Taco Graphics Discord server, and I believe he also has a YouTube channel. I'm not sure what he covers. I think he may cover like how to make certain graphics in either Paint.net or Photoshop, but don't quote me on that or hold me to that. But he's Misty XGN or something like that. I will put everybody's except for the guy that I found on Twitter who doesn't have a YouTube channel. The other 3 with YouTube channels, I'll put all that stuff in the description at some point. All right, so
sorry for interrupting, but he said I don't. See, he said I don't in the chat.
oh, on Discord, yeah, because I closed it. I didn't want it to make noise.
No, on stream. He said I don't. All I do is Fortnite, Minecraft, and I don't know.
Oh, I don't even. Why don't I see that? Oh, huh. Okay. So
Well then.
yeah. So anyway, he's on a graphics Discord server, and his name is Misty, and maybe he'll join us later. And and he lives in the UK. I believe he said he's in suburban Manchester. Anyway, so let's move on to like we hear. I'm a political conservative, and we hear all this stuff about things that are happening that's like crazy. It's not really political, but it's mostly like cultural. But it's like cultural political where the lines between them kind of blend together. And we hear of all this crazy stuff that is supposedly promoted in the schools with you guys. And so I wanted to hear about it from your generation. So I guess like this let's see, one of the things we're hearing is that drag queens are coming into schools, but I think that's more even younger than you guys. Have you guys encountered anything like that, or teachers promoting this transgenderism? Like, tell me some crazy stories.
Okay. So there's this teacher, my school. Okay, now. Okay, so in 9th grade, I had health class. Now this person supports the LGBT community and was trying to teach us that those are not bad people. Now, she also had Woody, a nice little thingy to help us with intercourse. Woody.
Whoa.
Woody.
So,
Right to school.
So it was like a.
You guys are hearing it right from the teenager's mouth.
Now,
it was a wooden dildo.
Yes, it's Woody.
Dude, I thought you were
Okay,
talking
yeah,
about Woody from Toy Story. What the shit?
Yeah, no, my health teacher has those too. They use it to like show how you like put on condoms.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they used to
Dude.
Buzz is not in sight. Only Woody. Toy Story 4, everyone. Hey.
Yo, when I was growing up, they would be like, "We're not supposed to teach you abstinence, but really, that's the best way." Okay, and now we show you how to put a condom on this banana.
But instead of a banana, it's Woody, and there's no Buzz to be found. Buzz, by the way, it's a vibrator. There's no Buzz is nearby. So yeah, Toy Story 4, Buzz dies. Everyone.
Oh my goodness.
Tragic.
Tragic.
And what do the high school kids think of this stuff? Like, do you guys give each other looks? Do people make comments after class, or is it just par for the course?
Here's the part. Now here's the class that really gets interesting. She said, one day to write down, or like, anyone. She said that anyone can go on the board, write down any form of sexual contact.
Nice.
And like any form of like sexual.
So like, what is that? What do you mean like sexual content? Like ATM or what?
How do it goes? Like
Ask
Like
him
a
out.
good old rim job?
Oh boy.
Exactly, that kind of stuff. Exactly.
We're talking about like positions or just sexual acts?
Now,
Yeah.
the sexual acts and all that stuff. Anything, just anything. Anyways.
Oh boy.
And you won't get in trouble at all. It doesn't matter.
That's not what
it
you
is.
tell a bunch of high schoolers. Holy shit. Like off the top of my head, I've got 3 things that are just disgusting that I would just put up on there.
DDLG.
Now, you ever
That-
heard of an Eskimo trebuchet?
Oh my god.
Dude.
What is that?
All right. So basically, what you
I
do?
have to mark this video X. X-rated.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
this is
my
not going to be for
friends
kids
must
at all.
not watch this video.
Demonetized.
Demonetized.
I actually
You might
don't
even get
have
banned
a
for
channel.
this shit. I don't know. No, basically, what you do. So the guy gets hard, shoves his dick in between his legs. Right. The
Oh,
girl's going at
God.
it from behind. She's on her knees. Right.
That sounds
Uh,
unusual for the guy.
Yeah, no, it's actually, it depends how you are, how gifted you are. But basically, her nose has to be in your ass, and at the precise
Everyone,
moment.
this is family-friendly content, everyone.
This is Gen Z for you, buddy. I don't know. Hey, you wanted the culture. This is the culture.
Wow.
This
What,
is just
Basically.
what was it?
Oh my god.
DM or something?
Oh my
like that? Justin, what was that?
what?
But DD something DDGM or D.
Uh,
Oh god.
I found about this like probably
Like,
like a couple.
what was it that you said?
DDLG, Daddy Dom Little Girl.
Daddy, what?
Here, I'll type it in the chat.
Daddy Dom Little Girl.
Oh, okay. I'm following this one. This is
Yeah.
like a little easier to follow.
Yeah. I mean,
It's-
no, I'm not even done with Eskimo Trebuchet. I gotta finish this. I have to get to the best part.
There's still more.
Oh, there's still more.
God.
All right, so the girl's nose is in the guy's ass, right?
Why?
You have to choose the precise moment, just let out massive fart.
Why?
She inhales all of it, throws up. So, she has to have vomit in her mouth. At this moment, the guy has to let go of his dick, flinging vomit
Why?
everywhere. If he can turn around in time and land it on her face, that's bonus points.
Oh my god.
That's pretty sick, dude.
Yeah. I got 2 more. I got 2 more if you want to hear.
No. Don't you
Do it for
dare.
the culture,
say
man.
any word.
Do it
No.
for the culture.
So you
No.
guys talk about this stuff in school, and the teachers are like, "Yeah, it's cool, no problem."
Legit,
Depends.
Depends.
like our
Depends.
teacher.
Art teachers, buddy.
Well, sorry, my teacher. She said that if you wanted to, you can talk to her about condoms and such, or like anything sexual related. You can talk to her about it.
Sick.
And I assume your
Cool.
parents have no clue of all of this.
She hot or what?
What?
Get some extra credit, dude. Like what?
She old as hell or she hot?
Like,
God damn it! What the hell?
well, answer the question.
Repeat it again. I
Is
blanked
she
out.
hot?
Is she old or she hot?
Well, you're ruling
Young
out
is-
hot and old.
Young, not like old, but young.
Was she hot and
Okay.
young, or is she like ugly and young?
I'm not thinking. I never thought about this in my life before.
So not hot enough.
No.
Not hot
all
enough
right,
to be
so we already
noticeable.
have our answer. Yeah.
So basically, you got extra credit, is what you're saying.
Oh my god.
How about this whole like trans thing? Do they promote that in your?
Here we go.
Oh,
getting
wait!
back on
I almost forgot
track.
to say. Sorry. I actually was assigned because I'm good at graphic arts. I was actually assigned to make a T-shirt design. Oh, by the way, hello people who joined the chat. I just want to say that like I designed a shirt for the LGBT community for the Day of Silence, which just passed like last Friday, I think, or the Friday after last Friday. And it went all around in school, and everyone was wearing a shirt that had my graphic design on it.
Well,
for the
what's
Day of Silence.
the Day of Silence? How about school walkouts? That's another thing I'd be interested.
Oh
in.
my god, that whole
Yeah,
part.
and like, our school does that as well.
Jesus.
So I heard from some people that the teachers actually like encourage the students to do it.
Oh no,
And then
all of them were
other
just super
people,
gung
but
ho
it's
about it.
optional.
Yeah, in our school, everyone, like all of the teachers, encourage it. Like, there's no teacher in our school that does not encourage it.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like the walkouts?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
So-
been at least two of them.
with the walkouts, the way that my school did it is they said, hey, we're like, I don't know, I had my English teacher. I actually really like my English teacher. He sort of says everything pretty plain and just states it as a fact. So he goes, hey, there's going to be a walkout today at, whatever time they said it was. And he goes, it's up to you guys if you want to do it. It's your personal choice, and anything that you do, it won't be held against you. You don't have to do it. You're not forced to. And so I just sat there and enjoyed my time alone and thought. Other people sat there with me, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but I don't know.
I think it's also notable that, like, Justin is in, like, a Republican part of the country, and Top of the Top is in, I mean, I know what neighborhood he's in. It's a very dark blue.
However,
in New York City.
My school itself is actually in near Queensboro Plaza, or Queensbridge, whatever.
Yeah, that's right near Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's district. That's something interesting to mention. Do they talk about her at all in your school, Top of the Top?
Ooh.
Never heard that name in my life, miss.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Listen to this right here. I got a little gem for you.
Oh, God.
So she's a communist politician who is covering basically the area of Queens,
Bronx or some shit, right?
Where Top of the Top and I live, and then where school is also not in her district, but she's like in between where you live and where your school is. Her district ends very close to where your school should be.
Oof.
She covers like Bronx and like Jackson Heights, but then it like doesn't go flush to the river. So then not until like up in Upper Astoria. I think like her district cuts through Astoria.
All right then.
And she actually chased Amazon out of New York City. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah, no, the whole issue with that was because the community planners were pissed off that they didn't get consulted. Didn't like de Blasio just go over their heads and offering incentives to Amazon? I just thought they weren't consulted at all about it.
Oh, so that's why Amazon. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Amazon just said, "Fuck this. We don't need this kind of trouble. We're gonna go to somewhere where they'll actually appreciate us." Blah blah blah.
Right,
Yeah.
And then she goes, "I didn't do anything," but she was actually like commuting back from Washington D.C. to like lead these protests and speak at these protests about it.
Oh yeah, she needs the recognition.
Yeah, it might not help her.
The coverage. Yeah, she'll be okay.
She'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
So close to her district, it's so scary.
Mm.
So I live in the next district over, and then I think Top of the Top might be in the next district over from me.
We live in the ghettos. Hey!
I don't live in the ghetto.
That's why, I mean, all right.
I live in one of the nicer parts of Queens.
All right.
Rock and roll.
So Justin, did you know about this AOC woman?
Yeah, I follow politics pretty closely. I think it's just something that you should keep up with. And a lot of people in my school don't really follow up with politics. It's fine. It's their personal decision not to. I choose to, but, it's whatever.
Yeah, because even if it's not your personal tax dollars, because you're a kid, and, it's still like your parents pay tax dollars for society to be taken care of, and you don't want to see your parents' money being wasted, even if it's not your own personal money. That's part of your family. You have a vested interest in it for that reason.
Now, sorry. This is a question by the people in chat. AC, are you a Mets fan?
Who's AC?
I guess.
That's you.
Oh, I'm AC. I guess I live near the stadium, not too far from it.
Yeah, but I'm a Yankees fan.
Huh. Well, I got a story for you guys. It's a pretty fire story. So I have to take a government class and an economics class, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Always fun to do with young kids.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So in my economics class, my teacher, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the YouTube channel Odd Ones Out, but he acts like the way that guy acts. Like, they have very similar comedy styles. And I'm not saying that I dislike this guy as a person. I think he's probably a fine person, but the way that he explains things really pisses me off. Because the way that he explains things is he'll say things, but not address them directly. And then, like, if you call him out on his bullshit, he's like, I don't really know about that one. Like, that's actually something that he said. He goes, there are some freshmen in Congress that want to, give money to the environment, which is a good idea. And I was like, oh, so you're talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And he goes, I don't know about that. Exactly like that. And I was like, if you're gonna, like, I think that if you're gonna say something like that,
You have
should
to
just
elaborate.
at least either
exactly.
acknowledge that you said something about, like, if you're, like, gonna drop something like that on, like, kids, you should at least just say, like, hey, I'm talking about this person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I never understood anything that he says because, like, I watch him as well, and like, excuse me. Anyways, I I watch what he says and all. I listen to what he says and all that, and like I can't understand a goddamn thing he's saying, because like I'm trying to understand what his point is, but the problem is, it's just I don't know what is the talking about, because like it's so confusing. Like, what's your point?
I think I got another funny story from school. This
Right.
is a good school story. I had a government class last semester, and as teacher and we would always butt heads.
Oh,
And I don't have an issue with people that are Democrats. I don't have an issue with people that are Republicans. I would say that I'm pretty centrist on most things, but I just don't. I can't stand when people like list their opinion as facts. That, especially to kids, because when you start like saying like, well, do you hate black people? To like a kid, this is one of the things that she said. She goes, do you hate black people? And I was like, what? And she's like, because like what you just did is hating black people. It wasn't to me. I didn't say anything racist. Don't worry. But like she says stuff like that, like in a really passive aggressive way. Or she said like she could have said like something like Trump is the best president. I hate that. And because you're sitting there listing something that is an opinion. It's clearly an opinion.
It's
as a
all
fact.
objective statements, yeah.
Yeah, it's an objective statement, but she'll list it as a fact. And it really pisses me off because some kids, I'm not gonna like trying to like be like I don't know, cocky, I guess. Some people aren't just smart enough to know that like that's an opinion, you know. Some people will just take what she just said at face value and like
Right.
she's like she just said, Hillary Clinton should have won. Boom, she should have, because
Yeah.
she's the authoritative figure in that situation.
Sheeple.
So
People, buddy.
yeah, so
do you find that it's the girls in school who are kind of instigating when it comes to this sort of thing?
Oh
No,
my
not really.
god.
Like it
No.
seems like a lot of like when I see clips of stuff going on in colleges, it seems like it's women like college girls getting in people's faces and calling them racist.
yeah.
Because, yeah, they don't have anybody in their lives to tell them otherwise, because the way these girls who are going to majority liberal institutions, they just surround themselves in an echo chamber of them saying their viewpoint. It's being repeated back, and it's being repeated back with messages like, yes, that is right. You are so right. You are empowered. And that gives them, that empowers them to go out and be confrontational, because they don't have anybody saying, maybe you shouldn't approach it this way.
Right.
They view it all as being warfare somehow.
All right, and also NY and USA Politics, YouTube channel name,
Right.
says in chat, most arguments people believe based on confidence, not facts. People don't understand
Accurate,
basic
that
science
is
or
accurate.
research on to how to prove something. And this is said in chat by, once again, NY and USA Politics.
Yeah, New York and USA Politics. That's one of my subscribers.
All right.
Yeah, no, actually, that's
Actually,
pretty.
everyone who isn't you guys is one of my subscribers. I don't see anybody that I don't recognize their name vaguely. Joshua Sanders is actually I think he's a little older. He's another YouTuber, I think.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I think
So-
I got a couple more stories from school.
Of course you do.
Oh my god. So there's this thing that we do every like week. It's called the article of the week.
Ooh.
Mm.
Article Rule
And-
13.
Continue.
Continue.
So basically, the article of the week is this thing that we have to read, and then we have to write like it's not like a reflection. It's just like reacting to what it says. Like, and like 95% of the time, it's some bullshit about like how like millennials are idiots, and I have hepatitis C. I'm 40, and like something stupid like that. And I'd say about once a month we get one that's like about like, well, Trump did this, that's bad, he shouldn't. And I just think it's bullshit. Like, I am like, well,
Trump
hold up.
tweeted and we're butthurt about it.
No, like the thing that pisses me off is then like I'll like because you could just write these articles about whatever. It doesn't matter what you write; it's how much you get done. So I'll sit there and I'll write like a 2-page essay about why this article is bullshit and how the school is just sitting there turning a blind eye to it. So then I was like, okay, well this is kind of bullshit. Like, what the hell? Stop. Like, I don't. And
You put bullshit in your paper about it or no?
yeah, I said this is bullshit.
Oh wow! Never done
And-
that when I was growing
That's
up.
how you get a good grade.
Oh,
And so-
yeah.
And so I don't care. It could have been like something about like pro-Trump or anti-Trump. It's fine. Like you could have said Trump is the best president in the world or something to the effect of that, and I still would have been like, well, hold up a minute. School, there shouldn't be any opinions in school. Like, I mean, yes, there should be, but I mean, like, you shouldn't be presented opinions as facts in school because some people will just take it at face value and just accept the fact that that's
I
a
think
fact.
that's what a lot of the teachers want, especially teachers who lean on the left, which is more teachers because the unions are on the left.
Yeah. And so then I was like, I'll like sit there and I'll be like, okay, well, this is like kind of whack that like you're sitting there like telling us like, you know, like Trump is bad, here's why. Or like,
Oh man,
or-
bad.
and so yeah, like, and so then I like brought it up to like the assistant principal. I was like, these articles of the week, they're like really biased. I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't even think that he's like the guy who does it. And so he goes, okay, well, you need to go talk to the head of the English department. So I went to the guy as the head of the English department, and I was like, are you aware that these articles are really biased? And he goes, well, we just get them from a list. And I was like, can you at least just take responsibility that you
Where does
don't
that
know?
list come from? I want to know.
That's what I'm saying. And so
Huffington Post.
that's where like 95% of the articles come from CNN, Huffington Post, or Washington Post.
Mm.
And so
Washington Compost.
like
Huffington Poop.
and so I was like, are
Nothing
you?
from Mustard?
And then I'm like, okay, well, like, are you aware that they're biased? And he was like, well, they just come from a list. And I'm like, can you just like be straight up and just like say like, I'm aware it sucks, but there's nothing we can do about it, like, or just accept their responsibility that you don't know what you're giving
He probably
kids.
makes the list, and he's just relegating responsibility.
It's so aggravating to me. Like that, like I said, it could have been about anything. 95% of the time, it's very left leaning, but it could have been super right leaning, and I would have.
Times. Do you get stuff from the New York Times too? Joshua Sanders in the chat is asking.
I think I don't know. I'd have to double check and see, but I know that 95% of the time it's from Washington Post or Huffington Post or CNN, one of those. And
Yeah, those are all.
It could be it's almost always really left leaning, but it could be right leaning, and I'd still be like, no, this is whack. Like, you can't like sit there and like indoctrinate kids, because that's what it is. It's just indoctrination by like filling kids' heads with not actual facts, with just opinions. Now, while I think it's important to like see both sides of the argument and understand that like some like, you know, like some people, obviously people have different opinions than other people, and I think that it's important for kids to acknowledge that and learn that. Otherwise, like James said, it's like an echo chamber back and forth of just hearing the same thing all the time.
Right.
But I don't get. I think that you should at least inform the kids before you read it that it is, you know, it's gonna be biased. This article is left leaning.
I don't think they want the kids to know that, because
Yeah, no, they definitely don't. They definitely don't. They just want it to be presented as facts. Here's how it is. Take it. And that's indoctrination, and I just think it's whack.
Have you ever had a conversation with other kids in your school, whether they're friends of yours or just kids in your school that aren't friends of yours, or overheard anything? Like, basically, like, what kind of stuff do people think of this?
Oh no, everybody calls the teachers out on their bullshit. Like
Well,
almost everybody does.
It's good.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
the
good as well.
Gen Z has their mind on the game.
it's pretty interesting to hear other people talk about like what their opinions are on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything like an article of the week, top of the top?
What? Sorry. Do you have anything like article of the week? Well, no, not really. I don't have that kind of thing at all. I'm trying to think of. I mean, we don't really talk about a lot of like the real world stuff. Like nowadays, we're talking more about the real world stuff that is happening, because the way that our system works is that like we talk about the older stuff first and then up to newer stuff. Yeah.
So, and I actually don't know. You're the only one that I don't know your politics. Well, I don't know Misty's either, but Misty's kind of like not here yet anyway. But it sounds like you're at least not interested in like people lying to you, at least. Now, and you're not even white, and yet you're saying like that they've called you racist. Were you one of the people who agreed with that? Because I said something earlier about someone calling me racist, and I heard a bunch of you before we went live. A bunch of you are like, "Oh, tell me about it. Who hasn't that happened to?" Were you? It was kind of a chorus top. Were you one of the people who said that had happened to you?
Like people calling me racist and all that stuff.
Exactly. Have they done that?
Yes and no, because it's a very complicated question, because like
Well, I know you're not white.
People tend to joke about that a lot, so it's like it's really like, and I'm a very gullible person, so like I'm not so sure if they mean it or not, but like there are times when people were calling me racist. I know for a fact that there was one definite time that I was actually called racist, and I didn't say any like joke like that was specific to any kind of race. So I like this. I didn't make any like So it's just that like people. I wouldn't say that people like don't meet like, I don't know. It's people just very misunderstanding sometimes. And like I have nothing really to talk about, to be honest.
How about sexist? You're all men. Have you encountered?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Oh.
Wait,
that's a good one.
That's definitely a good one. Wow.
I have a
you guys have
story.
stories on that one?
I have a story on the racist thing and the sexist thing, but I'll tell the sexist one after the racist one.
Okay.
This didn't happen to me. I don't say flagrant, really like offensive things at school. Most of the time, I don't really talk that much at school because I don't like school. So like, why would I want to like?
I'm a loud talker.
Why would I want to exist there more than I have to? I just kind of like disconnect and just like accept my L.
Right.
But there's this kid. I don't know if you guys know I don't know. You probably do. What a do-rag is? It's like
yeah. It's like one of those. Yeah.
So like the black guys wear like the really tight headpieces.
Yeah. So he was wearing. There's this kid that walked into class wearing one, and he had waves. And the kid sitting next to him says, "You have waves?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Can I feel them?" And
what?
I don't know.
That's just an invasion of personal space. That's
no. He asked before he could feel them.
Yeah, but it's still kind of like weird.
They're friends. They were friends.
Oh, okay.
They were like, yeah. And so he goes, yeah, just like you can touch them, whatever. And my God, the teacher jumped down this kid's throat, calling him a racist about like X, Y, and Z. You shouldn't be doing that. That's appropriation of black culture. And he was like, the kid that was like getting his hair touched. He was like, I don't really know about that. Like he was like, well, no, like I don't. It's not. It doesn't bother me. It's fine if he touches it.
Like I used to have an online friend who he had like well, top, you know what Deontex looks like, right? The guy who runs the server where I found him.
Do I? Kinda, yes, sort of.
Yeah, so anybody can look him up on Twitter. He's got like really big hair. So this guy
yeah.
Big hair like Deontex. And he said that like he went to a private school and he said that, but he was like one of the few black kids there.
Well, going back to being muted.
in Tennessee, in like the suburbs, and he said like kids would be like, "Can I touch your hair and stuff?" And he wasn't really friends with any of these kids. And he didn't really like think it was offensive, but he was like it. I got the impression from him it was more like, "Hey, why is everybody invading my personal space?" But he said he was cool with like people touching his hair, but it was like okay, I'm in the center of the attention just because people want to touch my hair, and that's kind of it.
I mean, there are a few times where like people in my school do the exact same thing to touching hairs as well. Even my hair was touched by someone as well. So yeah, there's
I
that.
mean,
Yeah,
and
okay.
I'm white. I've had people like walk up to me and tell me because I have really silky hair. So,
Yeah.
especially I usually wear it in a braid, but if I don't, I've had people who are like, "Can I touch your hair? Can I touch your hair?" Like if I have it in just a ponytail and the ponytail's not braided, I'll have people like when I used to work as a cashier, I'd have like customers be like, "Oh, you have beautiful hair. Can I touch your hair?" And they would like want to feel my hair. It's like it's just weird. I mean, I was like, whatever, but
No,
it's
like
definitely a little weird.
if you guys have been around my channel for like years, I don't. You guys probably haven't, but I used to have like super, super,
Definitely.
super long hair, like down to like
I've
probably like
seen
past my
those
shoulder.
videos. I wasn't sub to you then,
Yeah,
but I've seen the old videos.
yeah. So
I thought the haircut was a major improvement because you kind of looked like a girl in your old videos.
yeah.
I'm totally blind.
No, yeah, yeah. But I've had people ask to touch my hair when it was super long, and I just can't imagine how the hell they would have reacted if I was like, "Don't touch me. That's racist. You're appropriating my culture of having curly hair. Don't stay away." Like, yeah. So I don't know. I think sometimes people take things at like too much of too much in like the negative way.
Oh, Misty, are you able to talk again? I see you putting in the chat that you're back. I know you
I
unmuted.
should be.
Oh, so do you have any good stories for us? Because everyone else has been talking. Why don't you take a minute to introduce yourself properly and tell us a fun story about some of the stuff that's happened in your school where, like, your teachers have like jumped in on this stuff and that kind of thing.
So, hey up, it's XGN Misty. You probably all don't know me. I'm a Twitch streamer, a YouTuber. I do Fortnite, memes, and Minecraft. And yeah, this was like ages ago. So, like years. So it was like before my first channel got terminated.
You had a channel that got terminated and you don't even do politics?
Nope.
So an unplanned side topic, censorship from somebody who's not even doing politics.
Oh,
Very
Article 13.
So this is before Article 13 talks, any Brexit. I had this
Wow.
teacher. He knew about my channel.
Oh.
I was almost close to 300 subscribers. I think the day that I hit it, I actually got banned.
Oh no.
August 13th, 2016.
Oh my god, you remember the day? That's got to be rough, then.
It was actually the day that I made the XGN Misty channel as well. Anyways, jumping on to something that was actually like really close. I was in geography, next one of my best mates. There was this video, yeah.
Mhm.
My geography teacher was just like using Edge. Video was breaking. I seriously said, use Chrome. She looked at me and looked back at the computer. Continued. And then basically she got another video, put it on Internet Explorer, and I was actually really mad. I'm still crying inside to this day.
Oof.
What was everybody
Emoji.
else's reaction?
They had no idea what I was talking about.
I had no idea between all the differences. Half of them don't even know how to save a document.
Mm.
Mm.
I think there's 3 that subscribe to me, so that's good. Also, anyone watching this, make sure
Yeah.
to subscribe to my channel so I can get supporter creator code.
Gotta plug the channel. Rock and roll.
Hey, at least
I also have
the
merch.
channel has grown quite a
So yeah,
bit.
once I think of something funny, I'll unmute again.
I don't know if I've ever had like actually I have. I don't know if any of you guys have this. I have a YouTube channel where I get notifications for all the people that subscribe to me.
Yeah,
So like
yeah, and same as well. Cause I have a YouTube channel as well. And I get
okay, I just want to make sure it like wasn't like a me thing, but yeah, like so
I used to get notifications when someone would subscribe to me, but I don't get those anymore. I think it stopped when I hit 1,000. Oh, you just found me
I
on
think
YouTube or on
yeah
Twitter.
yeah okay. Sorry for interrupting, but I think the reason that is because after 1,000 you're expected to grow a lot faster than if you were
Right.
below 1,000. So like if you were getting constant notifications of everyone subscribing, you would get like 100 of those a month.
Yeah, I assumed that it would start to compact where you'd get where you'd still get notifications, but they would say like
oh
you
yeah.
just gained like 10 new subscribers or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
well,
once I just stopped getting them all together. I'm not growing. I'm growing slower than I used to.
Oof, that's
but
I'm
story
probably being throttled because I do conservative content.
probably.
right.
But story. Oh yeah, okay. So a lot of people don't at my school don't know that I have a YouTube channel cuz like 9 times out of 10, I don't ever like the only personal social media that I have, like when I say like personal, I mean like
Yeah, well, you have a best friend that also has a channel, though. I assume he knows. He's been on your channel, and then you
yeah.
said he knows.
No, like my close like all my friends know that I have a YouTube channel and that I make
How
YouTube
big is your
videos.
school? That's an interesting question I should have asked earlier.
I want to say it's around 1,000 students or so. It's not that big.
Mm.
For
My
me, it's
high
500.
school is, I think 1,400 students.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
at 300.
Before you guys were born.
yeah,
Anyway.
like not a lot of people know that I have a YouTube channel. At least like not anybody that like I'm not like close friends with. Um because I the only personal social media that I have is my Snapchat. Whereas like I don't like plug it in videos. And I kind of like to keep it that way where like I keep my Snapchat like private cuz like there I can post like whatever and I don't have to worry about like any
Did
repercussions.
you hear about there was an incident where a high school student went out shooting. I don't know what state they were in. They went out shooting with their older brother, and then they posted like I don't know if it was pictures or videos of this on their social media. And they went out on a Saturday, and then Monday when they went to school, some like I don't know church mom type student
Bitch.
yeah, and I think it was a guy, but like soy boy type or whatever, like went to their school and like complained to like the teacher or something, complained to somebody, and I think they got suspended for it. There's a video about it. I'll send it to you guys later so you can watch it. The video was done by a lawyer, and he was talking about like what the legal repercussions is, and I think they're actually suing them. Maybe another
Yeah.
I don't know if this
Lawsuit. Get that
his
sweet
lawyer,
public
but-
school money.
Yeah.
I got a funny story on school lawsuits. But back to the story. Anyway, a lot of people don't like at my school. They just don't know that I have a YouTube channel because I don't plug it. Like on my Instagram I do because that's like kind of like a public thing. And like I don't plug it like how like I do on like my Instagram, so people don't know about it. And I also produce music. So like I have a song that's like came out. People don't know that I produce that. So it kind of just like shows like people don't really know what I do.
I knew you had music. I've listened to your stuff.
It used to be not that good. I can tell you for sure. It's definitely stepped up in
I don't
quality.
think you posted anything lately, though, have you?
No, but
Yeah.
I have unreleased tracks that I'll send it to you so you can give it a listen. But so like I don't know, somehow I brought it up that I had to work this, like somebody asked me what like I do for work, and I told them I edit YouTube videos professionally, and they were like, "What's that like?" And I was like, it's kind of boring, but it's fun or whatever. And they were like, "Oh, is it like for your own channel?" And I was like, "No, it's for somebody else, but I have my own channel." And then like it was like the teacher that I was talking to, and I got like a notification on my phone that she had subscribed to me, and I was like, "Shit, that's not good." Because in my videos, I swear in them sometimes. Like I'm like it was like the newest video. Chances are they're not gonna go back and watch my old YouTube videos. They're gonna watch the new one, which is the Fortnite video, which I swear in like a lot. So I was like, that's not good.
Time to start privating your videos.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't really like. It's kind of weird when like people come up to me in public and they're like, "Hey, I watch your YouTube videos." It's happened to me before.
How often?
Not very often, like probably once
For
or
me,
twice.
it's like very often because for some reason my channel spread like wildfire in my school.
No shit.
Oh yeah, no, like it's not even people that I know. Like people like that live near me. I don't know how they found out about it, but they're like, "Yeah, I watch your videos,"
Cool.
and I'm like, I hope you don't.
I don't want you to see this side of me.
Maybe your parents like give out your channel or something, and
Oh
No, I don't. I honestly don't know. But like though, it's just like something I don't know because the way that I act in my videos is not how I act in real life. Like I'm like, "Yo, what's going on, guys? Justin Miller here." Like I don't talk like that in real life. I don't.
well, I wouldn't expect you to talk like that in real life. Like that's like you know, that's kind of like a YouTube like a lot of people do that when they start out their channels. They're like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like a lot of channels do that. Not as much. The political channels aren't as much like that. The political channels are like, "Hey guys, all right," or
Hey guys, here's what pissed me off this week.
Yeah, so like
exactly.
in the Fortnite video, I tried to like get into more of like me acting how like I actually act, which is like it's not like if you watch my vlogs, a lot of like the vlogs I'm like they're like always happy and like acting like that 9 times out of 10 I'm always pissed off. It's just what's got me pissed off today. So yeah, I don't know.
I would say your videos are like there's a lot of videos of like your parents taking you to the store to buy something.
Yep.
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 You know, and then you ride in the car and you like film out the window and stuff, and then you edit it really neat. Like you put a lot into editing, and my videos are more about like the straight up content. Like I talk about politics. There's not much. Sometimes there's no editing, and even when there is, like there's not a lot of fancy editing. But I like to still know how to do it in case I want to put something fun in every once in a while.
Yeah, that's why like I kind of stopped doing vlogs is because I was like, man, these are like really boring. Like if I didn't know myself, I probably wouldn't watch these. So like, I don't know.
I was watching your vlogs. So.
Yeah, like I always thought they were kind of boring, but like that's why I threw in the editing.
And you make coffee a lot.
Yes, I actually just like I need to go get a refill, but
I'll laugh if someone says you know what grinds my gears.
Especially since when I first started following, I thought you were like substantially younger than you were. And I was like, not only does he drink coffee, but I was like impressed that you made your own coffee. You know, especially because I've also been exposed to, I think it's more millennials, but I was exposed to the generation behind me where they basically act like babies. They're like 18 years old and they still need their parents to do stuff for them.
Oh, God.
That, like I was doing when I was 8. Like I was cooking for myself. And mom started teaching me how to cook at like 8.
yeah,
Dependency culture.
I think I would say that like the majority of the things that I do, I pretty much live like an adult aside from the fact that I go to school and I live with my parents. Like aside from
you're
that aspect.
independent. Like you drive around the farm on a tractor and you feed the animals and you know like you have responsibilities like. And actually, people in other countries, like, that's how... It's funny, like, they want to... The, like, white left wants to, like, look at people from third world countries and they think, like, oh, we have to protect them and they're incapable. And they sort of have this, you know... low, what do they call it? The bigotry of low expectations. But in reality, you have like 3-year-old kids in places like India who are like making dinner for their family and like lighting fires and stuff like that. Like
Yep.
kids are very capable in other countries.
Yeah.
They don't, because they're not babied. So, you know, their parents teach them how to do something and then they learn and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
and it's something like that in the US too.
Yeah.
I mean, my generation, that was even still changing. But I feel like that's another thing I wanted to ask you guys. I feel like with Generation Z, I feel like Generation Z is starting to become more independent and reversing how like dependent and babyish the millennials were. Now, do you guys find that to be a thing?
Without
I
a
think it
doubt,
depends.
yeah.
It-
No, I
it-
think so.
I think so, but like there's obviously gonna be exceptions. But my
Mhm.
brother, if he's watching this, rip you. I'm gonna kind of put him on blast. He's 2 years older than me, but he has like a completely different culture than what I have. Um, he has more millennial sort of culture than I do. I don't really know like what caused like that shift, but something happened. But and it's fine. But like sometimes like he'll like do things that are like kind of irrational and wild for kind of no reason. Whereas like I'll look at him doing something like that, I'm like, what the hell, bro? Like, what are you doing?
I don't think, has he
I
ever
mean-
even been in any of your videos? Because it's like, you know, I don't really remember him ever being. I think you did mention him in one video, but like your parents will be in your videos, like especially your dad's in a lot of your videos, but your mom too. Like you have videos where like you played rap music for her, and she's like bobbing around awkwardly.
Yeah, my parents don't really like mind being filmed, but like I don't think that they have a particular liking for it, so I kind of like steer clear of them.
Right.
Because like
Right. Well, and it's also your vlog, not their vlog. So.
they just kind of like they just kind of always do like something like really awkward and weird that I'm like, I'm gonna cut that because it's like almost all like my videos you don't see like the whole scope of things. It's like it's the majority of it is pretty cut out. But I don't know. I really want to stop doing that and get more into like raw videos of like how like things actually happen because I think it's better for people to see that. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely do think that there's like a certain dependency. I don't really know like what causes that shift though. Like because I would say for the most part, me and my brother live like pretty similar lives. Obviously, he goes to college and I don't. But other than that, I'd say that we live a pretty similar life.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think
No, the-
usually the millennials are a little bit older than him, so
Yeah,
that's
that's
a little
like
weird.
yeah. I don't really know where like that shift comes from. Like because
Mm.
the
Yeah,
internet.
Now, what I've noticed with especially the people at my school, I live in a very certain type of area. Growing up in the shadow of with like the whole Great Recession, that impact that happened during very formative years in both
Yeah.
mine and my friends' lives, and so that kind of it impacts your worldview because the millennials grew up with the internet economy just taking off in the '90s, so they never really knew mass unemployment and mass hysteria about, oh, where will the jobs come from? Where will they go? Will anybody be able to afford a house again? They never had to approach that. Even the dot-com bubble bursting at the start of the 2000s wasn't as bad as it was.
Yeah,
So
that was overrated. I agree.
yeah,
Like
and so
yeah, I get what you're saying though. Like,
yeah, it hardens people because they've experienced life and they kind of view it changes their outlook. What's that?
Really, I feel like those countries, those third world countries, are really those have independent, you know.
Yeah.
It's always those first world, those first world countries. Those are where like you would see that kind of like shift, because first world countries you don't have to fight that often,
Yeah.
for survival. Third world
Mhm.
countries, like you would have that sense of like urgency in third world countries because you're struggling to survive.
Builds character.
Yeah, it's built. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. It builds character.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like that's interesting. Yeah, I genuinely don't understand where that shift comes from. But I've noticed it too with like I have older cousins, like quite a bit older, like in their 20s, and I saw this thing on Twitter, or it might have been Instagram. It says, "Raise your kids so you can spoil your grandkids, or spoil your kids and raise your grandkids." And that has never rang more true to me in this situation, because my cousins, they're quite a bit older and they have kids, and their parents take care of their kids for them because they don't have a job or their own house. And I look at that and I think that's kind of why. And I think that's why most people are like, they look at that and they're like, that's sad. Like, you shouldn't be living like that. And I think that that's why we're sort of more self-dependent and more eager to go and get jobs and stuff like that. Like, as like Generation Z, you know.
Bootstraps to bootstraps in 3 generations.
What
Yeah.
about have
paradox.
you guys had any teachers? I think this is mostly in college, but have you encountered all the safe space nonsense? Do you encounter any of that in high schools?
Oh no, never
No.
ran into
No.
that.
No.
Not really.
I don't know.
Wait, I actually, I wanted to talk about something as well. Just remember this when I was thinking about the shift. It's called the paradox. Well, I forgot the first word of it, but like it's a paradox in which the hardworking countries, the countries that have like for example food, a lot of countries that produce a lot of food and manufacture a lot of food, they have the most famine. Like
Yeah.
the Congos. The Congos is the place where like the most farms are placed, but that is also the country where the most famine happens. And then you have the U.S. There's not that many farms in the U.S., but you have the problem of obesity rather than famine. So
Yeah.
there's this, yeah,
I
exactly.
saw a quote
This is like
recently that
paradox.
actually ties into that. Somebody said, I want to live in a place where the poor people are fat. And they were saying that's why they wanted to come to America, because the poor people are fat here, which is true. Like, people are saying, like, oh, there's all these resources that we can, like, take care of the world. But it's like, they don't really realize that if we start handing out those resources, like, our poor people will not be fat anymore soon. Like, we'll all be on the Maduro diet. I'm sorry, continue.
Okay, so and this paradox really happens because of, and I'm gonna go a bit like way back. It really just happens because of the imperialism and all that such. But because of that imperialism, people have to live on farming, and by living on farming, what they do is that they sell those crops to like those first world countries. So there's that as well. Um, and then you have the U.S. that has like U.S. and EU. They have like very, I guess, like because of imperialism, they have a very strong wealth, and because of that wealth, they can really just um, manufacture goods a lot faster, even though those third world countries have a lot of farms, because tractors, tools, and all this machinery and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's also arable land. Arable land within the like the United States has some beautiful soil there too. Along the Mississippi, that's some of the best farmland you'll see ever.
Yep.
The U.S. is very unique in the number of like advantages it has compared to other countries for farming too.
Well, one thing is that when they came here, they actually understood how to farm. Now, I mentioned that Justin lives on a farm, but I don't know if they have crops. I think they just have animals.
I know it's gonna sound bad. It's not sharecropping, but like we lease our land out.
Oh, smart.
So
Oh yeah.
we pay for like the bushes, and then somebody else comes and takes care of them, picks them, and sells them. So it's sort of like a land lease. So
Right.
Mm. Do you lease to hunters in the winter too, or just during summer months?
our land isn't big enough to have people hunt on it. I think we have 25 acres, which isn't enough.
Whoa. 25 acres? I had no idea your land. I know, like I knew you lived in the country, and then I knew there was one episode of your of your channel where you went out on a tractor and like drove around the farm. But I was thinking like it was only maybe like 10 acres, 25 acres. Well, that's a lot. My dad had 3 or 4 acres in one of the properties he owned. And that was like the most that I've been exposed to.
Yeah, I'd say like I don't really know like how to other than to just say like the perimeter of our property is about a mile or a little bit more than a mile. So that gives you sort of an idea of how big it is. It's about 3/4 of a mile long and 1/4 of a mile wide. So
All right.
I don't really understand acres
Backwards
that well.
mostly.
Yeah, acres has always been just a weird unit of measurement for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really
So hard.
understand it that well, so that's why
Yeah.
I'm saying it more for the people in the chat that don't really know what an acre. I don't know if that's like a unit across the world or not, acres, but that's about how far it is. I don't know how many kilometers that is, but
I think most of my subscribers are American because I do American politics. So
Right.
yeah.
Mm. Cool.
I think we're running out of things to say, guys.
I want to read some out. That's what I
does
want.
anybody have any more stories of like cringy type stuff where your teachers are trying to like indoctrinate you or teach you like to be pro LGBT or all this other?
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I've already talked about it before, but yeah, just in case if anyone did not hear me in the chat, basically my teacher is just insanely pro LGBT Q, and she's not even like a part of it either. She just
Just
you
an
know,
ally?
yeah, just an ally.
Is
And
you said this
there-
is an art teacher?
no, it was a health teacher, and
Oh.
also not
Oh.
to mention, there's literally a gay flag in every class.
Right. Wow. Huh.
There's
Interesting.
nothing wrong with
And
that,
then
to
in
be
the
honest.
English class, not only do you have that one gay flag, you have another gay flag, and then a big gay flag, like just hanging on the wall.
Does that count as making a political statement? Because
Yeah,
what
that's a
you're
political statement, I think.
yeah, you're in a public school, right? Isn't that stuff not
Yeah,
allowed?
he's in New York City. It's dark blue.
Religious, yeah.
Now, James, you're in. I know your state is very, very blue. Is your actual area within the state blue?
The school that I go to is extremely blue. You will not see anywhere bluer than that. Definitely the conservatives are a huge minority there.
So
I think there's
everybody on this panel is in a blue area.
Mhm.
Or a blue state, I'm saying, because well, Justin's in a purple state, I guess, Michigan. He's in a conservative part of the state, and it's amazing to me, like all of this stuff that he's saying, like where they have this basically pro left assignment, even though pretty much all the students are probably coming from households that would not be approving of that, like parents. Most of his classmates, their parents probably would not be happy about that.
Oh, I got a question. I got a question from the chat afterwards.
Okay, go for it.
Oh yeah,
Is
I
that
see it as well.
I read it in my best narration voice. I'm curious to know the effects of hardcore internet porn on Gen Z. I'm seeing
Whoa.
when
Alright,
seeing
I've been
it
demonetized.
at only 11 or 12 years
Oh,
old.
you
I
missed
have
I'm
the
also
start of
banned
the
on
video,
Twitch.
bud.
Wait, hold up. Wait, that doesn't even make any sense. Hold up, one second. When seeing it at only 11 or 12 years old, it has to have a profound. Oh, I'm dyslexic. It has to have a profound effect compared to how 40-year-olds grew up. Interesting.
And then I had to say LMAO, yeah.
I don't really think that there's any effect.
Now,
people.
Sorry.
Do you guys hear from friends or classmates or acquaintances? Do you think it is the case that your generation was viewing it at 11 or 12 years old? Like that's the first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have a story for you.
Yeah.
I don't know about hardcore, but definitely.
They watched it in class.
Yeah.
In class, you're saying it? Well, I guess you have a wooden dildo in your health class, so.
I mean, when I was in middle school, and this was like 7th grade, and also a bit in 6th grade and 8th grade, but I've noticed it in 7th grade. They pull out in English class when there's a substitute freaking pornography.
Sick. That's
Ooh.
sick. That's
The
dope.
other students did this, or the
And then just like you have like 17 kids like just agree, like, and yes, I mean 17. 17 kids just, like watching that one freaking phone.
That's pretty sick, actually.
How do they even fit all that?
I don't even know.
Like bleachers.
So
I'm sure some people couldn't actually see, but he's saying like 17 people were gathered around the phone at least.
I think the thing with porn, I don't know.
There goes the PG rating, says Joshua Sanders.
Hey,
yep,
Josh,
I lost mine
bud.
like years ago.
The thing with porn is, I guess I just don't think it's such a big deal as people make it out to be. I mean, like people that are like 40,
Yeah.
they don't. I'm sure that I can't imagine 40-year-olds talking about wooden dildos and shit like that.
Well, I'm over 40.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to blur
Open.
a lot while editing this through my video.
Open talks about that. To me, it doesn't bother me at all. It's whatever. I mean, I honestly couldn't give a shit. And I think that people that are like, the internet is what's making the kids evil. You see them jewels that nobody buys because they're too expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Jewels.
I would actually say it's the boomer teachers and college professors who are making the kids evil.
The kids that are evil, it's because the porn on the internet and the Instagrams and the Snapchats. It's
all
just,
that.
It's
On the topic of Instagram and Snapchat,
Which
you
is
guys
funny
should
because-
follow me on it.
Because it seems like the Gen Z are like not really like as interested in the internet thoughts and the Instagram thoughts. Like the Gen Z are like, why would I pay for that? It's everywhere. Whereas it's the millennials in my generation that like the men are like,
oh no, that's
paying
accurate.
women
That is
most likely.
That is very accurate. I don't know if you guys know. You guys probably know who this is. Bella Delphine. Or
Right.
Bella
Oh,
Delphine.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
See, the thing with her is,
I think
She
PewDiePie
is
fun for
a
something.
tot.
yes. But like the thing with her is, why would you
TikTok
pay her? Why would you pay to her Patreon $10 a month to see something that you can just easily Google? Like,
Mhm.
Exactly.
she probably does like Overwatch stuff or whatever shit fetish she's
It's
into.
still on the internet anyways. You just have to
That's
search
what
it
I'm
up.
saying. Just look it up. And like people are like, it's the porn. The thing that I compare it to is it's back in like the 80s when Reagan was president,
Oh
and
yeah.
he was like saying like weed is probably the most dangerous drug on this planet. Remember? I don't know if you guys know of it.
Oh,
Weed
Well, that's
is
because
that-
Reagan was
dangerous
born.
drug. I've
So
not done weed, but
Nice.
heroin
He's-
is much worse.
Oh,
He
okay.
says that, and I think it's a pretty similar comparison to saying the internet causes evil. I mean, you look back on like when Reagan says that weed is the most dangerous drug in the world.
I mean, I deal with that from people like my own generation. They'll be like, "Oh, but isn't the internet bad? Isn't Facebook bad and stuff?" I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people in my generation who are on these things, especially like my generation is mostly on Facebook, not Discord.
Yeah. I
But
think it's just because they don't understand it. Like they just don't understand like what it is.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
But like, cause like people that talk. This is a prime example that really triggers me. Is when people talk about the dark net. I don't like browse the dark net, but I know quite a bit about it. I'd say, and when I see like cybersecurity commercials, they're like anybody can buy your credit card on the internet. It's like, yeah, they could do it on the surface web too. It's illegal, yeah, but you could do it. They just don't understand it. So they're fear mongering you into like thinking that like this thing is so bad when 95% of the time it's bullshit. Like they're like, don't let your kids have Instagram because the devil lives on Instagram. Well, they're just fear mongering kids into being scared of something that's probably harmless. And then
The only bad thing about Instagram is, to some extent, like, I don't know if kids should be like putting. I wouldn't want my kids like putting their pictures online until they're like
Oh
at
yeah, yeah.
14 or 16 or something, simply because like, you know, to make sure like it's not
like
they're not
bad.
doxing themselves or something
Yeah,
before they're old enough to understand the consequences.
no, obviously you have to base it on your kid's responsibility and like
But it
whether.
seems like it's they're saying that the millennials like put out their own cringe because they hadn't seen the effects, and now Gen Z has seen the millennials pay for this stuff. So you
Yeah.
guys seem to be more cautious. Like even without throwing out that as a topic, I think somebody kind of mentioned that stuff before we went live. They were saying like, oh, you know, I have to be careful like with my image and stuff like that. I have to be James was like, this is not my
Yeah,
I have to, you
this is
know.
all anonymous. Careful what you put out on the internet. That shit is forever, and it will come back to bite you in the ass someday.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
yeah.
people wonder why I won't go on camera, and it's like if I go on camera so much as once on
I'll
another
get banned
channel, I
again.
never take that back. I'm not stupid.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
Now, I actually have an incident where someone actually used a photo against me. Now, before I say anything, I did not post this. It was actually my mother because she likes posting she likes posting stuff on Facebook and all that, and they somehow found it. Now,
Oof.
they were using a photo of me, and they're using a photo of someone else, and they basically made fun of me by saying essentially um, that I like this girl, which I don't, and a certain way, yada yada yada. You get the picture. I'm not. I'm not gonna go into too much details because it's a very private matter. But other than that, it's just a lot. This is just an evidence just to show that like a lot of the stuff that you put online can be used against you, like the freaking photo.
Mhm.
Right.
yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, I don't. I've gotten screenshots, it's of like photos of like other people and of me. Obviously, they're like in a joking way. They don't like actually mean to like make like they're making fun of me, but it's in like a joking way. So that's why I don't really give a shit that much.
Right.
I don't know, just like shit like that. Nothing really makes me feel uncomfortable that much. Nothing really makes me like bothers me that much. I honestly couldn't care less. As far as like my personal image, like I said, obviously it's different for some of you guys. You guys make more political content, whereas I make tutorials on the internet. Nobody's gonna be like,
Actually, I'm the only one who makes political content.
oh, okay.
James has a Twitter where he
I have a
has,
Twitter. I just serve up hot takes once in a while.
Ooh, hot takes. Love those.
Hot
Love
takes.
hot takes.
and then
So
the other Misty and Top both do like Fortnite and stuff like
Well,
that.
no, I don't do
I
Fortnite.
also do
I
memes which is gonna get me banned. Yes.
Minecraft.
But
I just do MC.
yeah, which actually you've also done Minecraft. That's very popular. Fortnite and Minecraft are super popular with your age bracket.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
there's silence. Okay, everyone's great.
No,
Okay, so make sure to
like, subscribe, comment.
I was thinking about this. It's sort of like I think it's 40-year-old mom culture that ruins the internet. Here's why. 40-year-old moms will get on Facebook and be like, Fortnite is the devil, and this is one of the things they're talking about. There's a emo, and I'm not like a big proponent of Fortnite. I play it just because my friends play it.
Right.
But so like they're like, okay, there's this dance move in the game called plug walk.
Oh
Mm.
God.
Or whatever, and like plug is obviously like a weed dealer or like a drug dealer, and like the 40-year-old moms are furiously typing on their iPads about like the plug walk is the devil's music and he's dancing like the gangbangers in the street doing a crip walk, even though they probably never even seen a crip walk in their whole life. Probably live in a suburb in a pre-developed home. They don't even know what a plug is. They just saw it because like their son's like, hey, do the plug walk, John, like some shit like that. And it's ruining. It's like fear mongering, and it's like James said, it's an echo chamber. They're just sitting there spitting back and forth on Facebook on their iPads. My son said that he's gonna go buy some V-Bucks. Does that mean that he's gonna go and buy some cocaine? or like some shit like that.
I wish.
And it's like my kid said, hit the chug jug, and I think that he's talking about buying a jewel. It it makes the internet out to be like some devil when it's honestly not. I mean, I've never really come across anything too shocking on the internet. While yes, there are internet horror stories of people like coming across like on 4chan I ran into a dead body on there. Yeah, no shit. You go on a website like 4chan, of course you're gonna find something like that. It's no surprise. They're like, well, I was on Reddit on r/gore and I saw a dead body. That's evil. They should take down the internet. Like, no shit.
Scapegoating.
Well,
You're on r/gore. Of course you're gonna see gore.
a related note is one of the political cultural YouTubers I watch, his name is Tim Pool. He said that the research actually said that the stuff that gets shared the most, it's what you call it? It's like moms, like women, like 35 to 50 or whatever, who share stuff the most on Facebook. And he says it's stuff that makes them angry. That's what makes them share stuff. And that's why one of the reasons that fuels all of this like social justice type news that comes out, because
Posting.
these
Rage.
these places like Washington Compost and all of these other sites, they figured out that to get their news to go viral, they have to cater to these moms who get angry.
Yeah.
And that's how they like fuel all of this stuff.
Yeah, it's just like enraging people to get money. And that's
Right,
sick.
exactly.
Hey, but I do the same thing. I will say that I do the same thing.
You do clickbait. I'll admit that. I've seen
I do
you
clickbait. Here's the
a
thing.
little bit like clickbait title.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Keep in mind, everything on my channel is irony. There is not a single ounce of real truth in any of my videos. I'd like to point that out.
Alright.
Fortnite video, purely ironic. Title, thumbnail, purely ironic. There was not an ounce of me actually like enjoying the game in that
was
video.
for me.
I forget which one it was. I think like you did
How to make money on
or something. Oh yeah, and then like you went to the store or something to take
return pop cans.
back.
Yeah, that purely ironic. But I don't think that it's not to anybody that comments on my videos. Stupid! You got a Trump poster in the background. You're racist. Hey,
That Trump poster is why I subscribed to you.
hey, people that comment that shit. Hey, think about it for more than 2 seconds. You think it's purely coincidence that I dress my set with stuff in the background? No, yeah, it's not a coincidence. I do that intentionally so people comment on the video.
It's the exposure. You need exposure.
I put that poster in the background so that way people can see it and they're like, "This infuriates me. I'm gonna comment," and then I'm like, "Oh, sucks for you, idiot. That just means I got put in more people's recommended because I got more comments."
Oh yeah.
It's not coincidence of anything that I do on my channel. It's not coincidence that I do it. If I say anything enraging on my channel, like I said, I remember in one video I said that hit film sucks. I genuinely
agree.
I think that hit film does suck. Yes, I genuinely do think that. There are much better editing softwares out there. If I say that in a video, it's to get comments though. So
I comment a lot of the time. The only time when I don't really comment on videos is a lot of times I'll put a whole bunch of videos in watch later and then reorganize my watch later and then just push like play for watch later, and then I'm like doing things like brushing my hair and braiding my hair. My hair is like very, very long, so like it takes like a while. I could be in the middle of braiding my hair for a whole video because like sometimes I watch videos that are like 1-2 minutes and it takes me like that long to do my hair, more than that. I mean, especially like brushing out the knots can take like a half hour to an hour.
Yeah, like I don't know. People that actually genuinely get enraged by that stuff, it pisses me off too. Like people like if like somebody comments on my videos, they're like, "You stupid piece of shit. I hope you get cancer and die because you have a Trump poster in the background." It's like, Why do you care so much?
I
Like,
know, right?
Just do a hat. Just do a video with a MAGA hat. See what they do.
I'll
Think
do
the
it.
exposure for
I'll
it.
buy one. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about it.
Racist!
People that like comment that stuff, it's like, why does it piss you off so bad? Like thinking
Because
politics.
the mainstream media told them to get pissed off about it.
But politics to me is such like a minute part of my life. Like out of all the things that I'm passionate about, politics, I'm passionate about politics, but I'm not that passionate, and I'm sure that they aren't either. They probably couldn't care less about politics. They probably couldn't name a single senator. But I can tell you one thing: why do they get so pissed off about it? I don't know.
Well,
It's such a
I mean,
minute part of your whole life. Like, how could you possibly give a shit about somebody else's opinion on, like, oh, this person stupid, liberal, libtard, likes Hillary, and then you hate the person for that? Like, how can you sit there and hate somebody
Well,
for
yeah.
their political views?
Yeah.
we have also the phenomenon of megatards, which is make America great again retards. People who will run out to Trump rallies and wear their Trump hat and be like, yay, yay, Trump. And they don't even know who their cartoonist person is.
Yeah, no, like I don't get that. It's like just blindly following somebody because like you agree with one thing that they say.
Yeah.
And I think
I'm going to cut in here. Quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
1 second. Because the thing about the modern mainstream culture is that everything is so tailored to the individual now. We have options from Netflix, Amazon, all these just options on how you can spend your life and what type of culture you can immerse yourself in, right? There's too many options out there for people to really be united on anything. And the thing back in the 70s, back in the 80s, you had all these shows like MASH or Dynasty, and everybody watched the shows, and that was something that everybody could talk about. That was something that united the culture.
Yeah.
But nowadays, everything is so divided, so split. Everybody has their own shows. You watch Stranger Things. Okay, I watch Suits. Okay, and that's all you watch. And you're stuck in your own thing. But now the only thing that seems to be able to unite the entire country and what we can talk about is either politics or Game of Thrones. And we're running out of Game of Thrones in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So that's
oh my
it.
God, that is probably the realest statement I think I've ever heard in my whole life. Like actually, like that is so accurate. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, you really basically hit the nail on the head. It's like the only thing that seems to unite us is just like politics, and it's like the only thing that people really even seem to care about.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, take that with a grain of salt, but I mean, like 9 times out of 10 when people get into an argument, almost all the time it's going to be over politics or at some point caused by politics, and I just think it's kind of ridiculous that people can't just like sit there and like relax about everything.
Hey, get some good weed and feel relaxed as hell.
Yeah.
No, but that's the whole thing. That's the whole dealio. There's a nice quote I like out there. Is that diversity is only a strength when we're able to have dialogue and unite, and when diversity helps facilitate dialogue and everybody's cool with it. Yeah. But when diversity splits us down the middle and forces us to go into separate camps, then it starts to cripple ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Hello, FBI agent. Finally, I got into Hangouts.
Hello.
Yes.
All right then.
So that's my whole spiel about how politics and everybody treats it.
I 100% agree with that. Like, that's actually really accurate. I'm gonna read the chat really quick to see if there's any more questions.
I already read the chat.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
So you know how Britain is currently like anti-Theresa May?
Oh yeah.
So I think it was a month ago where I was sitting in RE, a teacher just walked in and said, "What's leadership?" No one responded, so he started talking about Theresa May.
What?
Everyone hated that.
Huh.
So I'm pretty sure no one in England's going to vote for Conservatives again.
Oh, the Tories. Yeah.
Theresa May, I don't really know anything about that aside from the way that she walks is really funny.
No, you saw the video. Wasn't she was in like Davos or something, right? At the World Economic Forum. But Yeah, it wasn't. I thought she was. She started out against Brexit. She only went through the process because it was what the people voted. Has she always been a hardline Brexiter, or was this like just a recent development? Like relatively
Recent.
recent. All right. So she was just the one that got stuck with the shit job of trying to pull the
Yeah.
country through it.
What
I
exactly?
That
mean,
sucks.
she didn't actually want to leave the EU.
Mm-hmm. But the people voted, and she said, "Oh, fine. I guess this is my duty as the PM."
Yeah.
What exactly
Ugh.
is Brexit? I don't really know anything about that.
So it means
Ooh,
Britain
how much
exiting.
time have you
Or
got?
British exit. I honestly can't remember.
I know
Britain
it says Britain
exiting from the
European Union.
EU. So they
The
voted
EU.
for Britain to leave the EU, but it hasn't happened. So then they took another vote. I
Right.
don't know how the second vote went, but
Okay.
it's pretty crazy that like they insisted on a second vote later on. I don't think anything, but by the time they actually leave, it's already too late to leave. Even now,
Right.
I mean, we were meant to leave on the 29th and the 18th. Now we're leaving some point in July.
What exactly? What's
Even then,
what's so polarizing about it? Like, what would be the repercussions that they did or didn't leave?
it's
I mean,
it's all
I
economics,
mean,
right?
we'll have better
Tariffs,
copyright
and
stuff,
then
whether or not
yeah,
so we wouldn't have
Europe
Article
has
13.
control over them.
oh yeah, Article 13. Oh my God.
and it's also with how easily, like, say, a refugee enters in through Turkey, or no, Turkey's not EU. Never mind. A refugee enters in through Austria or something, right?
Right.
And then
I
the way
mean,
the EU works, they can just travel straight on through up until Britain, and
Oh.
the British don't like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Britain really can't take any more refugees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was a good explanation. That was pretty interesting because I mean,
Yeah.
I
So
don't
now
really know.
everyone's gone to like US.
I don't
Trump's
really-
getting mad,
I
apparently.
don't really know much about
Yeah,
like,
he's probably getting very mad.
European culture that much. Like, I don't hardly know anything about it, really.
Assholes.
So, like,
Bro, Article 13 is gonna suck though.
what is that like the internet thing?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's the internet thing.
Yeah,
Copyrighted content.
like basically copyright laws on steroids.
So apparently, one of my videos is blocked in all countries because of Article 13.
Wow.
Yes, yeah.
No, I think 2 actually now.
This
Wow.
is something PewDiePie has talked about. Now you guys all sub to PewDiePie, right?
Hell yeah.
Not anymore. He stole my joke.
Wow.
I don't really like PewDiePie that much. I'm not a big fan of him. It's kind of
I used to back in the day. Back during
Yeah.
the Outcast and Deadpool. That was peak PewDiePie.
So
Back-
when
Now
you
it's just
I mean,
rewind,
well,
you
like,
reference to
2014.
Article 13 on there.
To me, like with PewDiePie, I don't like him because it's like everything that he sort of mentions is a dead meme. Like
Yeah.
once the meme reaches PewDiePie, that's when it's dead.
I've heard this before.
Hope my channel doesn't reach him.
That memes die with PewDiePie.
Like, okay, so like I swear to God, you know, like the Old Town Road thing.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he probably just now found out about that like a couple weeks ago. I've been on that shit since like February. So like that's what I mean when I say like when that goes to him, that's when they die. Like, because I think he's just kind of disconnected from internet culture. Maybe I'm just like super.
Let's
plugged
hope
in
my
about
channel
it.
doesn't reach him.
That's debatable. I'm sorry.
Like,
because
I
PewDiePie.
would actually bet that the real reason why is that a lot of these memes like are mostly with like high school kids who are like really on top of internet culture.
yeah.
And then when they come out, when he covers these memes, that's when people who are not that, who are more normie-ish, like
Yeah.
me,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
find out about the memes and they start to break it more into the mainstream. And nothing
Right.
kills a meme more than it breaking into the mainstream.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
the meme goes to Facebook and the meme dies.
No,
So,
that's
like,
what Instagram.
if I'm talking about memes, that means the meme is also going to, be pushed around Twitter and Facebook. And that's going to kill the meme. Maybe not necessarily PewDiePie, but the fact that he has
Like such a
so many
reach.
subscribers. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Such a reach. Exactly.
Yeah, I guess it's not necessarily. It's not. Well, like even like that Grand Day guy. Like You know who I'm talking about? Gray.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Dolan Dark, and I forgot who else, someone else. Um, they all collabed with PewDiePie to make a better rewind, and they
Yeah.
succeeded far. Like the even
Party
though
Backyard
PewDiePie,
was another channel that was. That's when I actually found PewDiePie. I had been hearing about him from all these like cultural political YouTubers,
Mhm.
and then finally I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna look this guy up. And I paused whatever video I was watching, and I looked him up, and it was like PewDiePie's Rewind 6 minutes ago, and I watched that. And I was like, yes, I'm subbing because that was particularly good.
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm not a big fan of PewDiePie. Same thing with like I don't know. Maybe it's just like me wanting to be like a what's the word, pretentious. Maybe it's just me wanting to be pretentious.
like there's just,
Fight
like,
against the
all trend.
current.
Yeah, maybe it's just me wanting to do
Contrarian.
that. But like anytime that something goes mainstream to me, that's when it sort of dies.
Yeah,
And I kind
and
of stop liking it.
and that's why I don't play like Fortnite or anything like that, because Fortnite, in my opinion, like it tries so much to be like a mainstream meme, and
Yep.
it just
Well, it'll really try to be mainstream when like the left gets a hold of it and they start like the whole racist, sexist, thisophobe, thatophobe comes into it. Like when you start making a character, like when they make like a black character, and then the black character like calls the white character racist or something.
Mark my words on this. I can guarantee you within like the next few updates of Fortnite, or like once like the 40-year-old moms get a hold of it,
oh yeah.
they will
already
take out
have
all
their
the
eye
character
on
models.
Fortnite.
They'll
They
take out
already
all the
have their-
models, like all the character models, and replace them with somebody else. Because I can tell you what, boy, some of those character models, they got a fat ass, and like it's too sexual for
And,
the.
oh, by the way, speaking of the character models.
Speaking of a fat ass,
Speaking of that, dude,
That's
They-
another
they
difference
literally
between
added-
Gen Z and millennials, because millennials like really, really skinny women, and Gen Z
yeah.
were like shapely women. I would say. Would you
oh,
agree?
they added boobs.
oh,
into
I'm an
the
ass
face.
man. I'm an
Shit,
ass
I
man
just like people that
myself.
like me, dude.
They added the freaking jiggle animation for them, like a slight jiggle animation.
I
No
saw
way.
that in season 8.
Cool.
They added the jiggle animation. So like if you do the backflip to like the lay down position, dude.
hmm
I'm not into that shit, but I'm saying somebody probably is.
Oh yeah.
It's like that one internet thing where it's like if you can think of it, there's porn about it.
Rule 34.
Yup.
34.
Yup. It's definitely falls under that. The
Mhm.
jiggle animation.
And freaking like Fortnite, they appeal to the noobs. They appeal to the newer players.
I know when they added the health boost, dude.
Oh my god.
Well, they're just trying to grow. They have capital commitments they
But
have
the
to
thing
do.
is, the older players that try so hard to be such a good player, they get shot by freaking noobs because they don't appeal to like the professional gaming audience. They appeal to more of like the new people, because like for example the freaking shot assist. I forgot what it's called exactly.
Aim assist.
And aim assist.
That's only on console. That's not on PC.
Yeah, but even so, like
Well, I mean, it's not like a 12-year-old's gonna be like, "Mom, can you buy me a gaming PC?" They're gonna be like, "I got a PS4 and I can download this game for free."
Yeah.
ah,
The thing is, yeah, Fortnite isn't going to care about the core community. They're only going to care about whoever's spending money, because
And
that's
it's
how
gonna
they
be-
grow the
it's-
company.
The people that are gonna be spending the money is the noobs, because
The
honestly,
noobs.
Oh, I just realized I can change my name.
like whenever I play Fortnite, like I used to give a shit about the skin, but now I don't. I couldn't care less about the skin. Like I'm probably not gonna spend any more money on that video game than I already have, which is $10.
Bro.
And $10 is too much money.
I've probably spent around 200 on it.
oh my
You
god, dude.
No
Well, you're
cap.
the target audience then.
I mean,
Yeah.
Not
I
alone
won't-
that I've got Save the World as well.
Oh,
Alright.
okay, yeah.
I won't say anything like completely negative about that, because it is your choice on the matter.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like completely your decision to spend money. Because obviously, if you're like me, I spent $60 on GTA and probably a couple other games. I probably spent at least $200 on other video games.
Jesus.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's everybody has their niche that they fall into.
It's your
Mhm.
choice, man. And also there's something else I want. I'm trying to remember what I was trying to say. There's something else about Fortnite. Oh yeah, the original Fortnite. Like you remember the zombies mode?
Oh
The
yeah.
like
Save the
yeah,
world mode, like in Save the World or whatever.
like well no, it's the original Fortnite. It's before Battle Royale. Like they
Yeah,
created
yeah,
the
yeah,
game
yeah,
like kind of like a zombie tower defense
yeah,
type of thing,
yeah.
and it's a paid for game.
Mhm.
Now you don't hear anything about that. Why? Because they ignore the paid players that they spend their money on that game, and yet no updates or anything about it, or no but like real, you know, it's not in the picture of their plans. Even though people spend money on them, they don't care, and that's another reason why I don't want to play Fortnite, because I just feel so bad for those people that actually spend money on the original version of Fortnite, and they get like you know they get minimal treatment, unlike Battle Royale, which is free.
Right.
Mhm.
So,
So in
I don't know about you guys. We've been on for it's going on 2 hours now. It's like an hour and a half. So I don't know if we want to wind down. If you guys want to plug your channels again for everyone, James doesn't have a channel. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh
You
yeah,
can catch
subscribe
me
to
on
XGN
Twitter.
Misty on YouTube.
subscribe to Top of the Top.
Fortnite's racist and sexist.
Hell yeah, it is.
So that's all I gotta say.
And I
There
already
you go. End it on a hot take.
had put
Hey,
everybody's links
you
in
know
the
I'm
what,
chat.
pretty
guys?
much XGN Misty on everything.
Guys, I think we should do this again sometime.
Yes, I am 100% down.
Hell yeah, man. High
Yeah,
fives all
and
around.
maybe one of you want to host it on one of your own channels. You guys could talk about gaming instead or something.
Hot
I've been
takes.
very
Hot
happy to
takes.
bring you guys together. All right, for the audience, thanks everybody for stopping by
Use
my
code XGN when buying G
channel.
Fuel.
Go sub to everyone on my
Exactly.
channel
Oh, wait, go
panel,
actually.
and I will see you all next time. And